actually happened?
I was on my way to my job, and he met me at my job, and we scuffled, we fought, and he shot me 7 times. His first shot was in my arm right here, and I was a through and through, went straight through. That was the first shot. He shot me in my left side.
The scar.
Yeah, left side, and he also on my right side. He shot me. He had a 9mm Beretta, so and I was less than a foot away. I was on the ground, and he was just shooting me. I also have a scar right here on my nose from it. He almost shot me in my head. If I didn't look up, I would have had I probably would have had some brain damage. And when I covered it, I had gotten this long scar right here, but it was from here to here and has gotten to there. It healed on its own.
Well, what ultimately happened to him?
I got up and ran, so through the grace of God, he told me to. So I ran, and he was running after me, and I don't know, the cops started coming, and he opened his mouth and shot himself. And he was killed instantly.
And unfortunately, as horrible as that story is, it's all too familiar for many black women in the community. And unfortunately, there's been situations where we've gotten caught up in rerun relationships. Yes. We wind up with the same type of guy, the same type of scenario. There are external factors that are involved in that, but is there anything internal that's taking place that cause women to get caught up with these type of guys in these relationships?
Absolutely. The basis of that, Hasani, we believe as a group to be self-esteem, a sense of a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-value. We look to men to validate our value, validate how much we're worth based on how we look, based on, a lot of external things, and our value is so low. That's sometimes why we dress, we're scantily clad for the attention, because we don't know how to get attention for who we are, but only our butt or our thighs or our breasts or the external things. So black women who want more are trying to raise collectively the self-esteem of black women within the group and everywhere. We have a meetup actually coming up called Black Women Who Want More Diamonds, and it's about bringing out the diamond in you. How do you assign your self-worth? And is the number of people that can afford a diamond, does that diminish its value? If there's only one person that can afford that $1.2 million diamond, does it become any less valuable?
But is the low self-esteem of black women based upon cultural and societal issues? That, for instance, we live in a country where the standard of beauty is based upon a European look. And so oftentimes black women feel like they're not enough, they're not sexy enough, they're not attractive enough, they're not good enough in order to obtain a man. So how does that kind of play into the self-esteem issue in the way that women treat one another?
I think it plays a lot, because I think that the issue is that it's the projection issue. We are so angry, so frustrated, so stressed. We don't like each other. We don't like ourselves so much that we're just like trying to tear down the walls and let people know and lash out so much and so hard at times that we can't even collectively get together to find common ground on at least not common, but common ground where we can do something, we can move and be able to evolve and make a significant impact.
I think it's hard to love each other, and I think that that's because of black men. We actually had a meetup with a relationship expert who said, the numbers are on our side. This is what this man says. So you guys need to do and compete to stand out and do what you have to kind of do in order to be noticed. If the numbers are 10-1, who should be chasing who? And if you have that mentality and you have women competing for this one man, then it is going to be hard for us. It's going to be hard for me to look at your horror or look at Damaris and be like, I love you, you're my sister, if we're competing.
Now, Angel, there seems to be like this level of competition that exists between black women that is very apparent. I know I've spoken to a lot of sisters, and they say oftentimes they'll walk into a room and immediately they size a woman up to see who's cuter, whose clothes are nice, and they compare themselves to other women in terms of their physical appearance. Does that exist, or is that just a myth?
No, it definitely exists, but I think at the core of who women are, specifically black women, we have a bond of sisterhood and we want to love each other. But I think that competition happens because of black men. We had a meetup with a relationship expert, a black male, who said, the numbers are on our side. So if the numbers are on our side, you guys need to compete for our attention. So you need to do what you need to do to kind of stand out. So I'll remember you. And when you have that, it puts us at odds with one another. Like, I can't love Yahora if we're fighting for this one man because I want him and I need him and she wants him and she needs him, and it creates that rivalry. That was one of the reasons why actually I joined Black Women Who Want More, because I just wanted to be able to fellowship with a group of women who were like-minded and not have that competition, not be at the club and not be fighting for, you know what I mean?
How do people perceive the organization? I mean, when you're out recruiting for women, is it something that they are interested in getting involved with, or is it just another women's organization? I have no time for that. I mean, what type of reception are you getting?
It depends on their mindset.
Yeah,
it depends on where they are in terms of their emotional maturity, their actual maturity.
Right.
Because we're a very deep group, and we are not just a social organization, and a lot of women want to just go out and drink and party and have fun and put on their freakum dress and go to the club, and we're not about that. We are about true self-exploration, self-actualization. We have very deep conversations, and we bond very quickly. You will come to a meetup and put all your personal stuff on the table at the first meeting.
Yes.
You know, we may ask you, are you in a relationship? What makes you in a relationship? Are you sleeping with him? Why are you sleeping with him if he won't commit to you? We ask each other questions.
So you have serious conversations.
We hold each other up and we hold each other accountable for each other's actions, and we have conversations like that, and we tell each other, you're beautiful. And one meeting we actually pointed out the beauty in each other. We went around the table and said, you're beautiful because I see this in you, I see that in you. So we celebrate our differences.
We only have 30 seconds before the end of the show. It was a very powerful, powerful show. As the president of the organization, you have 30 seconds to tell Black women out there any message you want to leave them with. Close the show out for us.
I'd like to say that as a Black woman, you are valuable. Your value is not determined by society. And our organization, Black Women Who Want More, celebrate you. We celebrate your value. We celebrate who you are, and we'd love to have you join us.
Well, that's our show. You heard it live. You've been watching the Relationship Sexpert Show. My name is Hasani Pettiford. To find out more about our guests and the organization and to see segments that you didn't see on this show, go to therelationshipsexpert.com, and we'll see you next week for another exciting episode. Take care.